This is about the rule of law. So it's just sheriffs following the law.
New legislation can mean some new responsibilities for Texas sheriff's offices. Starting January 1st, Senate Bill 8 will require sheriff's departments to apply for the 287G program. If approved, counties would have the ability to perform certain immigration procedures for ICE.
There's a number of us that have been 287G sheriffs for many years.
Brian Hawthorne is the sheriff for Chambers County and also the president of the Sheriff's Association of Texas. He says that while some sheriffs have been a part of the program for years, others are now flocking to apply.
Now that it's passed, I feel like there are a lot of sheriffs that are, doing everything they can to be in compliant with the law.
ICE offers 3 models Texas sheriffs can apply for, the most popular being the jail enforcement model, which gives the agencies the power to identify and process removable aliens at their jails.
We recognize that there is a detainer on them, and we hold them for ICE.
The task force model and warrant service officer program takes it a step further. If the sheriff's department gets approved for one of those models, they'll be able to enforce a limited immigration authority during their policing duties, as well as execute warrants on aliens in their jails. Now,
there are some sheriffs that have not had any desire to want to be a part of the 287G program. Mostly it has a lot to do with politics.
Not everyone has been on board with the new law, which has drawn criticism from civil rights groups across the country, like the ACLU of Texas, which says it'll force sheriffs to do the work of ICE in support of the government's mass deportation efforts.
I disagree with them in the aspect of most of these people that are who this program targets. They are in the country illegally. If you are here illegally and you're also committing crimes here in the state, then we should cooperate and work with ICE.
Hawthorne estimates that when the legislation was introduced, only about 20% of sheriff's offices across the state were enrolled in the program. Now that it's passed as law, DPS data shows that hundreds of offices have now applied to the program.